The power of dua. Stories of miracles and answers to prayers. Bismillah, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, my beloved brothers and sisters. Welcome back to Heart of Guidance. Today, we are diving deep into one of the most beautiful and empowering aspects of our faith, the power of dua. Dua is not merely a ritual or an obligatory practice, it is a sacred conversation between us and Allah SWT. Through dua, we establish an intimate connection with our Creator, seeking His guidance, mercy, and forgiveness. Dua is our lifeline, a direct link to the divine. It's a profound reminder of our dependence on Allah, and today, inshallah, we will explore the importance of dua in our lives, recount some remarkable stories of answered prayers, and understand why dua holds such a central place in our hearts. Dua, the essence of our relationship with Allah. The concept of dua is central to our relationship with Allah SWT. Dua is an expression of our reliance on Allah in every aspect of life, whether we are asking for guidance, seeking protection, asking for ease in our hardships, or simply expressing gratitude. Allah SWT is the creator of the heavens and the earth, and He alone has the power to grant what we ask for. Dua is an acknowledgement that Allah alone controls the universe, and no matter how much we may strive or struggle, we need Him. The Prophet Muhammad PBUH said, "The most excellent worship is dua." Sunan Tirmidhi. This narration emphasizes that dua is not just an act of asking for material needs, but an act of worship, a way to humble ourselves before the Creator and acknowledge His sovereignty. Allah SWT invites us to call upon Him, saying in the Quran, "And when my servants ask you concerning me, indeed I am near. I respond to the invocation of the supplicant when he calls upon me." Quran 2:186. The act of dua reminds us that Allah is always near to us, ready to listen to our every need, and He responds with His mercy and wisdom, whether it's the answer we expect or something far greater. The miracles of dua. Stories from the Quran and Hadith. Now, let's look at some powerful examples from the lives of the prophets and companions. These stories highlight the immense power of dua and the profound impact it had on their lives. We will also see how these lessons apply to our own lives today. Prophet Yunus as the power of dua in despair. One of the most famous stories of dua is that of Prophet Yunus as was sent by Allah to the people of Nineveh, but they rejected his message, and in frustration, he left them. Allah, in His wisdom, caused him to be swallowed by a large fish and left in the darkness of the sea. The situation was dire, there was no hope, no way out. Yet, even in this seemingly hopeless situation, Yunus turned to Allah with the most sincere prayer. He said, "There is no deity except you. Glory be to you. Indeed, I have been of the wrongdoers." Quran 21:87. This beautiful dua, made from the depth of his heart, is one of the most powerful supplications in Islam. Yunus acknowledged his mistake, expressed his complete reliance on Allah, and called out for mercy. Allah SWT responded immediately, saying, "So we responded to him, and we saved him from the distress. And thus do we save the believers." Quran 21:88. This story serves as a reminder that no matter how hopeless our situation may appear, Allah is always near, ready to respond with mercy and relief. The lesson here is that when we are in the depths of despair, we must remember to turn to Allah with sincerity, and He will always answer our call. Prophet Zechariah as the miracle of unanswered prayers. Another beautiful and powerful example comes from the story of Prophet Zechariah as Zechariah an old man with no children, prayed to Allah to grant him a child. Despite his old age and the barrenness of his wife, he did not lose hope in Allah's power. Allah SWT responded to his sincere dua with the miraculous birth of his son Prophet Yahya as the Quran tells us, "So we responded to him, and we gave him Yahya, and amended for him his wife." Indeed, they used to hasten to good deeds and supplicate us in hope and fear, and humble themselves before us. Quran 19:7. This miracle shows us that there is no such thing as an impossible request for Allah. Even when the situation seems beyond human possibility, Allah can make the impossible possible. Prophet Zechariah's story teaches us the importance of patience and persistence in dua, trusting that Allah will respond in the best way, even if it takes time. Prophet Ibrahim as the dua for guidance and protection. Prophet Ibrahim one of the greatest and most beloved prophets in Islam, made a powerful dua when he left his wife Hajar and infant son Ismail in the barren desert of Makkah. At the time, there was no water, no crops, and no sign of life. Yet, Prophet Ibrahim has trusted Allah's plan, and with faith, he raised his hands and prayed, "My Lord, make this city secure and provide its people with fruits, such as of them who believe in Allah and the Last Day." Quran 2:126. This dua was accepted by Allah, and Makkah, once a barren desert, became a flourishing city, the center of the Muslim world, and the site of the pilgrimage for millions of Muslims. This miracle is a testimony to the power of dua and the incredible ability of Allah to turn a barren place into a thriving center of life and faith. Our prayers, even for things that seem impossible, have the power to change the course of history. The dua of the believers, the power of personal supplications. While the stories of the prophets are incredibly powerful, the beauty of dua lies not only in the miracles that happen to the prophets but also in the everyday lives of believers. We all have experienced times when we turn to Allah in desperation or gratitude. There are numerous examples from the lives of Muslims around the world where the power of dua has brought about transformation, healing, and relief. For instance, there are countless stories of people who have prayed for relief during illnesses, only to find their health miraculously restored after sincerely asking Allah for healing. There are others who have prayed for success in their studies or careers, only to find doors open that they never imagined. There are stories of families who have prayed for the safety and well-being of their loved ones, only to see them return safely from difficult situations. Each of these stories is a reminder that dua is not just for the prophets, it is a gift that Allah has given to all of us. The etiquette of dua, how to make a powerful supplication. To benefit from the power of dua, it's important to follow the proper etiquettes when making our supplications. Here are some key tips. Begin by praising Allah. Always start your dua by praising Allah and sending salutations upon the Prophet Muhammad pbuh. This shows respect and acknowledges Allah's greatness. Face the Qibla. While not obligatory, it's encouraged to face the Qibla, the direction of the Kaaba in Makkah, while making dua. Make dua with humility. Approach your dua with humility, recognizing your dependence on Allah. Express your weaknesses, fears, and hopes sincerely. Be persistent. Don't give up on your prayers. The Prophet Muhammad pbuh said, "Ask Allah for what you want, and be persistent in your asking." Sahih Muslim. Be patient, as Allah responds at the perfect time. Make dua for others. The Prophet pbuh said, "The angels say, Ameen, and for you the same." When you make dua for others, not only does Allah respond to them, but He also responds to you in the same way. Trust Allah's plan. Always remember that Allah knows what is best for us. Sometimes, our dua may not be answered immediately, or it may not be answered in the way we expect, but trust in Allah's perfect wisdom. Conclusion. The limitless power of dua. Brothers and sisters, the power of dua is limitless. It is not just an act of seeking, but an act of worship, a way to connect with Allah, and a source of immense mercy and blessings. As we've seen from the lives of the prophets and the experiences of Muslims today, dua has the power to change our lives, heal our wounds, and provide solutions to our most difficult problems. So, I encourage you all to make dua regularly, sincerely, and with complete trust in Allah's wisdom. Ask Allah for what is best for you, whether it's guidance, mercy, success, relief from hardship, or healing. Allah is always near and always ready to respond, even when we don't see the answers immediately. Dua is not just a tool for getting what we want, it is a means of drawing closer to Allah and placing our trust in His infinite mercy. May Allah accept all our duas and grant us success in this life and the hereafter. Ameen. Thank you for joining me on Heart of Guidance. Wa assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.